praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shabbat Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching this truth and sincerity. Salutation to the hopeful elect that spread on the four corners of the earth. Alright, so this will be a quick live stream, about, I ran across a short on YouTube. I ran across this short on YouTube, and it basically reads, "Don't get drunk and get in the wrong car, LOL. Thank you for watching." So this is about Baby Lil Ray. So, 2/3 of our people, um, are wicked, right? Especially the women's. The women's, the women's are, Jacob, are wicked, mainly because they're under the curses as well. So as you see, I didn't even play it. I accidentally played the video, but you can see that this woman is literally dragging this man, by his shirt, right? Because he was near her car or something like that. I don't know what happened before this whole altercation, but the woman is dragging the man by his shirt because he was near her car, right? So before I play the video, I'm gonna read the scripture 21. It's like Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22, and it reads, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughters? For the Lord Yahweh has created a new thing in the earth. A woman should compass a man," right? So, meaning that a woman, they should be more, they should be basically ruling over a man, right? They should be in a better position than a man, right? So this is what you seeing here. Video, this woman, this 2/3 woman is allowed to do this to this Israelite man. Why? Because, ultimately, because of feminism and what Western culture has instilled into the two-thirds of our women, right? To make them believe that they are goddess, to make them believe that they are queens, which queens just mean whore, to make them to believe that they are, better than men, right? So, this is why when that woman, she went to the Emirates, the Emirates country, the Arab Emirates, she was ultimately put into prison because why? She's trying to bring that feminism and Western culture over there, and they followed strict laws, or they followed strict customs, and you can't bring, Western culture to a culture that doesn't follow Western culture or follow Western laws. So this is the closest thing our women would get in Babylon, America, of pulling a man by his shirt, right, and him being defenseless and unable to hit the woman back, because ultimately, if he does she gonna call Wiki E, right? She gonna call her slave master to come save her. So here, I'm gonna play this video and I'm gonna read some precepts.
Nigga, step in her car, gang.
This is my car.
This is not your shit. This is not your car. Oh God, bitch. I'm ready. Bitch, I've been ready. Oh God. This is not your shit.
Hold on.
What up?
Just wait.
Alright, so before I play the rest of it, I'm gonna read a scripture. Proverbs 7:10. verse 7 and 10. So it reads, Behold, it reads, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of the hearted and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Right, because our women, they, as you see right here, this woman right here, this tutor, wicked Eve, right? She is stubborn. She is loud, right? In her, a woman, they supposed to be the women of the house, right? They supposed to have their feet abide in the house, right? And caring for the house, right? Caring for the man, caring for the children, right? And this woman does not have any of those traits, right? Her mind state is beating on the man, right? Her mind state is being, ruling over the man, right? And this is, as you can
This way.
Proverbs 10, Proverbs 7 and 10, on down, Proverbs 10 to 11, is defining this woman, right? She have a attire of her heart. She's loud and stubborn, right? And her feet does not abide in her house, right?
And Baby Lee shot this.
Get in my car.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Just sat in her shit.
I don't even know.
It is dumbass.
And it got worse because another wicked Eve had to come break it up. So it's just showing how 2/3 of our people, especially the women's, are completely, completely distorted and completely drunk off the wine of Babylon. Got 2 Timothy chapter 3. Two Timothy chapter 3. It's a good chapter. This is not a chapter I wanted, but it says, it reads, having a form of godliness, but deny the power thereof, from such turn away. So this was backing off the 4th verse. 6th verse, it reads, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with a diverse lust, right? Because our men, right, 2/3 of our men, right, 2/3, they're so focused on, laying down with, these women, right, that, just full of sins. So ultimately, they are led away into, captivity, into, their lust, right? 1 Timothy 2 and 12. Let's see. Because it's like it, and bear with me. Titus 2 and 3 is what? I want the aged woman, likewise, say that being behavior and becomes holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things, for us that they may teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husband, to love their children, right? So for this woman right here, women were raised by a aged woman, a godly woman, you know, a godly woman, right? They were raised by a godly woman, right? They want to be, you know, in the streets and wearing these types of attire, you know, fighting a man, you know, pulling a man by his shirt, right? Calling him names, right? Calling him disrespectful names, right? It shows how systematically and how feminism and how, you know, women's rights has completely destroyed 2/3 of our people, 2/3 of Israel, right? Especially the women, you know. All right, we're gonna play some more of it.
I'm gonna make your bitch
You know. Baby Lee shot this shit.
All right, you see her up like a, you know, like a beast, like a wild. That's a scripture that speaks about This scripture that speaks about before I get that other scripture referring to that's the scripture I'm gonna get here in the reads 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 12, by suffer not women to teach, nor to use authority of the men, but to be in silence, right? You know, 2/3 are women, you know, they're so busy trying to use authority over a man, that, you know, that's why 2/3 of Jacob, you know, they're not dealing with the American women, right? They're, you know, going abroad seeking, you know, a new delegate woman, right? You know, because, you know, they're too big. They're, you know, they don't like the controlling. They don't like being controlled. You know, they don't like being controlled by these women. You know, especially Jake. You know, that's why our people, you know, they're dating the other races. You know, ultimately, you know, 2/3 of our women's, you know, 2/3 of women have become like brute beasts. Like, 2/3 of our women have become like brute beasts, and this is why you seeing her, this woman is in that video, squaring up, like a lion, like a brute beast, right, ready to, you know, go to war. You know, that's not attractive, right? That's not cute. That's not, you know, a godly woman. No, that's not something that, you know, a man in the ancient world would be dating. You know, it completely disrespect, not only to the man, but to, you know, Yahweh Shah, right? Right? Right, this is why, now this is ultimately why, you know, Jacob Trouble comes. When Jacob Trouble comes, you know, these women, you know, they're gonna be in a state of, perpetual agony. They're gonna be in a state of, you know, fearing, you know, whether they will, you know, how would they survive, right? Right. Right. because these women, they have, Wiki E, they have fed our two-thirds of our women, with the mind that they can just belittle two-thirds of our men, and ultimately all of our people and they will, and if they get touched, if our men, defend themselves, then they will come and arrest them, right? And this is why you got a saying that a woman can hit you, but you can't hit a woman back, right? So this is why, ultimately in that time of Jacob trouble, the women, they will be getting, they will be, all types. They will be getting raped. They'll be getting, murder. Get, a rude awakening is gonna come to two-thirds of our people. Right? Because of how they ultimately despise the word of Yahweh Shah, they don't heed to the word, and they don't heed quick ultimately because the first they wasn't taught, from a young age to respect men, to and respect the and respect and fear Yahweh Shah for the power, right? For their power, for our power, right? Which is Yahweh Shah. Because they are in good care, right? They are women, and they might say as long as they got the benefits from the government, food stamp, child support, all these other government benefits, that they don't need them power, right? They don't need Yahweh Shah to save them. They don't need a man to save them, right? Because Wiki E, Edom is taking care of them, right? Ultimately, when Jacob trouble hit, and the whole world, is, the great testing come, where you either have to, take that MOTB or ultimately die. Then a lot of these women, they gonna fear, they gonna fear the they gonna fear Yahweh Shah, right? It's like I'm just looking at some precepts, that'll come to my mind. Proverbs 19:13, a foolish woman is clamorous, right? A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knows nothing, right? That word clamorous goes back to unruly, disorderly and disruptive, making loud, clamorous goes back to making like loud and confused noise, which is what that woman was doing, right? She was making a loud and confused noise, saying all types of, why I told you about going to my car and all this type of, stuff that's unnecessary, right? And ultimately, the man, right, that was getting yelled at, he didn't fight back or anything, because he knew if he was to, defend himself, ultimately, Wiki E, 911, would have been called, right? Then it would have turned from, it will, the tables, wouldn't have been the tables, he just, Wiki E, he's predictable. He probably would have took both the man and the woman to jail. Because of the hatred he has for our people. So this is why, this is why we have order, right? And this woman, she's out of order. We have order for a place. The woman is for the man, right? So the order, how it goes is there's a precept for it. It's like there's a precept that I'm gonna give. There's a precept that that came to my head, where it speaks about how Parentheses, chapter 11:3. And it reads, "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Mashiach is the Messiah." Right? So that's the order, right? The head of every man, which is, a man who was a, two nutsacks, and is Hamashiach, right? Our Lord, Yahushua, and the head of the woman, right? The woman with a uterus is the man, right? And the head of Hamashiach is the Messiah. So that's the order. So ultimately, these women, they don't understand order. You have some sisters in the truth, they are in order, right? Which, they when they are doing that, they're, respecting, they're heeding to the word, right? So I'm gonna play, actually before, yes. These have kids. That's the kids. Chapter 25. It reads, "I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house of the wicked woman," right? As you can see, right, when you watch a video, would you rather dwell with a lion and a dragon right? And to keep house with a wicked woman, right? Because the only thing she's gonna do is call you out your name, yell until you lose her mind, um, hit you, pull you by your neck, you know, and she might kill you. You just never know. These women are unpredictable, especially now. So would you rather, dwell with that lion and that dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman? Especially you might be dealing with something like this. Sometimes you have to pray to the Lord that He take you out of this. That you take you out of this. Out of the relationship. Because maybe you probably in that relationship for a reason, but sometimes you have to pray. You have to ask the Lord why put you in that situation. So this is 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 12 and reads, "But these as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption." Right? So ultimately she's gonna perish. Look at this. Her wig is off. She in some, hard attire. Look at this. This is straight up, out of order. And ultimately it's ashamed, and she doesn't have a respect for the man. She don't have no respect for herself. And look at her. Her partner, right behind her. She ain't stopping it. She then you have the person filming it. Whoever filming it, it sounds like a man. He ain't stopping it, and he ain't in that defense of the brother. So everyone's out of order, right? Everyone that is in the whole entire scene is out of order. They are, they don't have no respect for themselves, right? This is why Yamashita is going to cleanse this and cleanse America, mainly with ICBMs, right? To restore righteousness, right? This is only our people is going to know it by death, by pain, right? Our people is going to know righteousness by death, by pain, right? This is the only way to.
World fucking star, dog. Everything we doing.
She was, brought up. She was brought up, in a household that, is in order. She wouldn't be in that mind state, that she is in. This is Lamentation chapter 4 verse 3, and it reads, "Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel like the ostrich in the wilderness." Right? It's a problem. Especially the women. They have become cruel. Again, she's squared up like she was in a boxing match. Like she was in an she was in an MMA fight. Like she was out there, about to, like she was out there about to, go to war. Second, she pulled the man by his shirt, like a freaking dog, like a slave. Third, she called him out his name. She started, being loud. Fourth, the attire she is wearing, the hard attire. And 5, she just, there's a lot of things here that I can say about this woman that is, ungodly and that is unattractive, you know. And if you're watching this live, you should feel the same as well, Yeah, everyone that is in this video, and that's involved in the scene, is out of order, right? Um, you know, I don't know. Again, I don't know what started this, but clearly something happened that set this woman off, right? Um, you know. So I'm gonna close it out with Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9 reads, Rise up, ye women that are ease, hear my voice, ye careless dollars, give ear unto my speech. Temperance, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall come. 11th verse, Tremble ye women that are ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare and great sackcloth upon your loins, right? Ultimately, these women, they're going to be made bare when they have to, when they are in the streets, when they don't have a man protecting them, right? When they can call Wiki E, to come save them, when they can call Down 911 to come save them, when the government benefits, food stamp, child support get taken away, when because it's a man of the Lord would, there's a precept that speaks about, some women should take hold of one man, right? And that ultimately going back to the righteous man, the men of the Lord. Because the woman gonna need someone to protect them, right? And 7 is just a complete number. Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1 reads, In that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us be called by that name to take away our reproach, right? Basically, for they can get saved, right? Where they can get salvation, right? Where they can, be delivered from Jacob's trouble, right? So ultimately, these women, their 7 represent a complete number, right? So ultimately, these women, ultimately that day, they're gonna be resorting back to their general, which is being submissive to the husband, right? And being in order, right? But now they are allowed to be disrespectful, call men out of their name, drag men by their church, just be unruly, right? Be loud, be clamorous, right? Alright, so I'm going to end the lesson here. I'll give all honor and praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, Bashem, Rakakadash. Till the next time.